Good afternoon and welcome to another week in the garden. Now this week we were going to do the blackberries, but the weatherman has says we've got some 40-mile-an-hour winds and some rainstorms coming through. I'm pleased we're getting some rain, but we don't really want the wind with all these apples on. So we've decided we've got to get these apples off. The wind's beginning to increase a little now. Now if it gets to 40 mile an hour, obviously it will blow quite a few of these off because they are ready. You just have to lift them and they'll come off. So it would be easier to pick them off the tree, what it will be, to pick them off the floor. Trouble with them on the floor, they'll be bruised. And these are eating apples. They are Spartan. And we put them in the shed, as we'll show you in a short while, and they keep right through till nearly April next year. We'll pick into these mushroom boxes. We'll try and put one layer per box for showing you, because if you pile them up in the big nursery boxes they'll tend to bruise touching one another, and that defeats all the object of picking them. Can you see that one? It's got like a bird peck on it and it's all dried up. So when we get up to the shed we take those to one side and we'll use them in cooking somewhere, because these Spartan make lovely apple crumble. Now while we've been picking, Diane will show you the potatoes, the last of the potatoes that I harvested this week. Hello everyone, I just thought I'd show you the last of the potatoes I've just dug. Now there's 4 varieties there. There's Desiree, Sapomira, King Edward and Cara. I didn't think they'd do very well, but as you can see they've done very well to say the weather they've had. You can tell they're more or less ready. Look, if you just lift them up they come straight off. That's the sort of thing we're looking for. So I'll pick 1 or 2 for you now. There's far too many on it, but we'll get what we can, and if the wind's coming we will get all of them off today. Looking at them, I think I'll get Diane to put the camera down so you can pick the bottom ones. Now we've just picked 4 boxes. As you can see it didn't take long, and now once I get them into the shed that's when the work starts, because I have to take them, make sure there's nothing bad, bruised or maggot holes in them, because you will get a few. Then I rub the dust off them like that, and I put them in these lines. As you can see I just line them out. So the way I do it is I clean a few and then I line them out. Now each line there's not a single apple that is touching, because you know if one goes bad it'll go right down the line by the time it's done. About once a week you can just look up and down the rows, and any that are started to go bad you can just remove. Now these are the Spartan. These yellow ones that should be green are actually the Bramleys. They were affected with the heat I think, and they didn't really swell up much. Now these were bought as a Bramley, but clearly they're not a Bramley, but they are a cooking apple. They cook well, and as you can see it's only a small tree and that's what it produced. The ones on the end, these are the ones that we'll use first. If you can see there's lots of holes in them, but they are cookers, so Diane likes to use those up quite quickly. Polish a few up and then show you them going down. It's quite a laborious job really, but you must wipe the dirt off them and just check them. While you're wiping you might as well just check them round. Any of the really small ones, can't really see any in here today. There's perhaps a bit smaller than that one. I send up for Gemma's horses, they'll eat them, but you mustn't give them too many else they get stomach problems. But they do like a nice eating. As I say, these Spartan, they will last on these benches until April. The shed is fully insulated, and in the real bad weather I've got some blinds that I drop down outside that just keeps the cold from the glass, and hence it doesn't get cold in here. At the moment it's standing at 18.5 in here on the coolest day, but it never gets below about 5, I think, in here. I've never seen it below 5. I did harvest the pumpkins. Not bad for the year we've had. They've had to more or less look after themselves. I've just cleaned a few, as you can see. Now all I do is I put them out, not touching, they must not touch. Big, small, as they come. But the main thing is not to put too big an apple at the front, because if you do knock it off and it's a big apple, with it being heavy, it will bruise badly. Now the smaller ones to the front of the row, like this, look, you see? And that one, I think. And there you are. That's a row on. That is how I store my apples. Now this year we didn't do any stringing of onions because they failed badly. There was either too big or too small. I had nothing really between the two, but most of them failed this year in the heat. So we've got enough we think we might get through. We've got quite a few shallots to use that are not oversized, but they'll be used. They'll be alright. We'll get through with onions. And anybody who's started gardening this year, believe me, they're not all this bad. Now that'll be it for now. That's how I do my apples, and it seems to work well. We'll get round to doing the blackberries in a day or so after this wind. I can't see Diane coming out in the high winds. So that'll be it for now. Take care everyone, see you soon, bye now.